against Anchorage, and he did all right. He wasn't incredible, but he definitely added some good layers to support there. As both the teams are in the lobby, and we are about to start this round as we are on Cafe. An interesting map here, Ozzy. I haven't seen a whole lot of Cafe in Hyper Series. Are you excited?
I am. Cafe is one of my better maps. Here I really interested on these bands because I want from Boston. I want to see. I believe Boston's attacking first, so that's what I was looking for was the Ace ban. Ace can kind of be a crutch for some people. But they're
Maybe me.
AK-12 is an amazing gun. People aren't really a huge fan of Thermite running his gun. So interested to see what Anchorage does for that.
Yeah, I think the Ace band has grown on me a little bit as I used to hate the Ace band, but now it's kind of grown on me playing with some more people around the league. As a Yana is banned next. Haven't seen that band too often. I've been rocking the Yana lately, and I think she's very good for intel and fragging. She makes me less scared when entering into a room when I can literally just send a clone of her just stomping around whenever, wherever I need. As a zombie band going out next, the zombie's so OP, especially on like maps like Chalet and Cafe. She's so OP. If you just sit in that the bar area, I mean, it can work wonders for you, Ozzy.
Oh yeah. That Yana bin is definitely interesting. It takes away a lot of utility for them. It'll force them to, go either the glass or the sledge or the Nook for nades. And the G36 or the ARX definitely crutches for people on entry. They still have Ash or whoever, to enter with, as looks like we're gonna be getting another rehost here, so
Yeah, because some
just a
connection
little more,
issues.
little bit more of a postpone on this one.
Yeah, we've been having some issues with just players' connection. So hopefully we get these players in the lobby and going again. As I believe we can just do the same bands we had before. And if you guys did not see the last band, it was a Mira. Now Mira is very good, I think, on Cafe and a little bit of an underrated band. I think for that third floor hold, Mira is one of my favorite operators to run, and she can be so deadly, especially just holding places that you need to hold. I mean, she essentially just guards off like three separate areas with her mirror shield, and she's just so deadly on that third floor hold. And just interested to see how this attack and defense is going to go for both these teams. I know Anchorage is more of a defensive sided team. I think they thrive off of the defense, and Boston, I feel like, is kind of the same way. I think they thrive more off of the defense while being a little weaker on the offense. So we'll see, or sorry, the attack. We'll see if that ends up changing, especially with these E subs going in here. Ozzy.
Yeah. So I know Ducky pretty well. He's pretty smart. He could definitely coordinate this Boston team a little better than they have been in the past. I know from what I can tell, it's been mostly Ragnar and Akiri doing it. But with Ducky in the wing, it's good. It's good to see. Good to see them on attack first. See if they're a lot cleaner than they have been. And with no Mira, it's easier. It's going to be easier to be pushing that, you know, piano on the third floor. Um, yeah, and Ducky, I got some insider info on him. He's energy
Oh
drink
boy.
Ducky today, so hopefully he's going to be locked in and ready to take on this Anchorage team who doesn't have Lonely Evil, who I believe played there last time. He was just a menace on the spawn peaks, so
Dude, yeah.
should be a little more even of a matchup today.
That guy's a beast. He scrimmed us, and I think he dropped close to 20 kills, if not 20. I mean, just absolutely ridiculous. I'm not gonna say that he carried Anchorage, but I mean, it was kind of looking like it. I mean, he was just killing everybody in sight. Just, I mean, an absolutely amazing player, and kind of a shame for Anchorage that they don't have him here just yet, as we're still waiting on some invites to go out as both these teams are anxiously waiting, and I'm anxiously waiting for this matchup as well as the other matchups of the day. And while we have time, we can go over them just real quickly as you obviously have this match, and then at 7 p.m. we have Houston Havoc taking on the Las Vegas Sevens, and I think is the game of the night. I think Houston has been a solid team all season, while Las Vegas absolutely curb stomp Montreal the last time that they played, and looks like a pretty amazing team. So if they have all five of their players, I mean, this could be a clash of the Titans here, Ozzy.
Yeah,
Yo,
I'm really not sure what to think of Las
wanna go
Vegas.
bowling? No thanks.
They've Sorry, go ahead.
What's up?
My bad. I thought you said something. But yeah, Las Vegas, they've had some games where they should have been blown out or were blown out. I believe it was on Oregon that they played Los Angeles. There were some very interesting quote unquote strats that we all saw. Um, I wasn't sure what to make of that, but then they came with the upset to Montreal and just absolutely stunned everybody. So I'm kind of interested to see what happens, but I know Houston's just
Mhm.
some straight gunners, and they have the best East sub NA playing with them tonight. So um, I'm
Oh yeah.
thinking it's going to be a pretty hefty Houston win. Las Vegas, I'm thinking they get maybe 2 rounds, but who knows?
Who knows? And I think it's a trap game for Houston. It can be potentially if Las Vegas doesn't shape up and play the same way they did against Montreal. And I thought Montreal has had an excellent season up to obviously recently. So it's a little surprising to see Las Vegas taking that win. And right after that game at 8 o'clock, we have Anaheim taking on Toronto. And I think that is most likely going to be a Toronto win based off on how they've been playing. The last game they played, they looked like a totally different team. I mean, they gave Anchorage a run for their money. So, I mean, with all that I've seen, I think they can easily take on this Anaheim team and show them a little bit what's up with this Toronto Paradox team that we haven't seen a whole lot of, Ozzy.
Yeah, I'm definitely interested to see more from them. Anaheim hasn't had a good start to the season. I don't believe they have a win yet. Um, for most of their games that I remember, off the top of the head here, it's just been very few round wins. Just I don't think they've hit overtime. They are defeated in regulation, to my understanding. So hopefully, they can prove us wrong. And I want to see some more from Toronto before I'm completely sold on them.
And I agree. I think we need to just see more out of some of these teams. And one of these teams in question is going to be Boston, who, I see potential in them, especially with the playing roster that they have. I really like the Kiri pickup. I think he's such a good player. And being free agency that long, or whatever went down with Akiri, I think definitely needed to go down as the band phase is going out, and we're gonna have these same bands on the same map as we just saw before. We're starting a little bit late, but that's okay. Good things come to those who wait, and we are going to not even be an exception to that, as we're going to see such a good game here today in Playday 13. Hopefully, we have some availability issues resolved, as at least for me as a college student, it is summer. So hopefully we see less forfeits, less 4v5s, and better Hyper Series gameplay, as you can find us every Monday and Thursday at the start. It usually starts at 6 p.m. So come out and support us. And another shout out going out to our TikTok. Please go follow our TikTok at hyperseries.gg. Please and thank you. And also, we do have a Twitter. All the socials will be linked in our Discord, Hyperseries Discord. You could find the link. I'm not sure where you could find the link, but you can find it somewhere if you're
I
if you
believe it
have
is in the
intuition.
stream chat.
Oh, it's in stream chat. Excellent. This is good news. So just let the bot just put the link, and you can click on it and join. As we have finally some information about these two teams, as we have Boston going to be starting on attack, while Anchorage is going to be defending. And in my opinion, this Anchorage team is looking a little weaker than they usually do. So this is a perfect opportunity for Boston for them maybe sneak out a win. But I mean, they still have ISO on their team, so Anchorage is a threat, I think, still. And what do you think about this operator
Attackers need to
selection?
locate and defuse bombs.
Attacking wise, they have the repick, so they can switch up. But I think since if they see it's top floor, I think they should drop the thermite, bring Habana at the most, but even that, might not be necessary unless, if they wanted to take a boot there from Red Hatch, then I mean they could just bring hard breaches or work their way around it through windows and utility burn just to figure that out. Defensively, I understand, you get a shield and, you can make decisions with alibi. And, sometimes you get a little scared and the shooter clones. But I'm not a fan of the pick. After the buff, definitely necessary for this top floor. And then, just basic on the rest, mute, Jaeger. Really hopefully slow him down and burn one more.
Yeah, I do like this Rooney play, especially third floor. Her Syria gates do provide a lot of projectile denial, and I think she was trying something a little bit scandalous going down on the first floor near the bottom of White Stairs. As round number 1 is underway, and on the attacking side, Ducky going Sledge, Ragnar going Thermite, Wywee going Ash, Blame Jaeger going Nomad, and Akiri's Blessing going Nook. As they are rappelling up the sidewall, and Ragnar has left the game, so it is a 4v5 now, and we're having a little bit of server issues, so hopefully that gets resolved shortly. Ozzy.
Yeah. I know Wee was also having some issues earlier. He's I believe, Far East player, and he has issues on Central, but Central, middle for everyone. Not sure what happened with Ragnar. Well, he looked like he was just stuck on the rappel there, so they're getting a little aggressive on Skylight. They're gonna be down on the 45, so they can either play their time here or just super aggressive on him, catch him off guard. Not really sure how to handle this. See how Ducky coordinates it, but hopefully they can at least make this round a little more even.
That is the hope for both of these teams, is looking like I think they're both hungry for a first pick, as the deployable is going to be ashed away from the Jaeger in Cigar Lounge, who is watching the White Stairs. And never mind, the Ash charge doesn't actually go out, as Ash is reverse repelled on that window. ISO gonna deploy some of his Wamaya discs in Freezer in the hopes of catching some grenades, as Ragnar has returned to the match. Thank goodness, Ragnar. We all missed you, as we have an Rooney hiding in the cigar shop, waiting for a drop, and a drop has happened from Kiri's Blessing, and Kiri right next to the cigar shop, and oh my goodness, huge kills coming out from the defense, or from the attack, as it is now 4v3, bodies flying. Oh my goodness, what is happening? As it is a 2v2 now. ISO and Kaons versus Wywee and Blame Jaeger. Who's gonna win this matchup? A 2v2. We got 2 attackers upstairs, as we have one defender upstairs and one defender on the second floor. So gonna be an interesting attack. We're gonna see here, how are they gonna get this defender off of the White Stairs? Well, we're about to find out, as the defender is just still sitting there. It is a 1v2 now, as ISO gets the pick on Wywee. They are now playing aggressive onto this Nomad. It doesn't work for the first one. It was a 1v1 situation, and the defenders are going to take it off of time. What a great first round to get us started here, Ozzy.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate because they got the picks. I think they went a little too fast after they got that nade kill. They didn't drone out their box there. And unfortunately, Throwing got 2 kills off that before he was eventually traded out. But I did like to see the aggression and the quick picks come from Boston, even though they were down a man.
Yeah, you love to see stuff like that. I think they played very good for a 4v5. They got in there, they got some kills, made stuff happen, and unfortunately Blame Jaeger couldn't make it happen in that 1v1 due to the lack of time. And it was so smart from the last defender for just kind of holding on. I believe it was Deeser. I believe that's how you pronounce his name. I'm never quite sure with some of these players. It's so hard to pronounce some of their names, but we try our best around here. As we do have a pause, just trying to get everybody settled in and ready to go, as the server issues continue to happen. this is why Console Siege is the best of the best, ladies and gentlemen. As we can see some of the operator lineups going into this round number 2. You seeing any noticeable changes on the defense?
Yeah, they're gonna I think they're gonna go for a more reserved here. I don't think they're gonna do a whole lot of roaming, maybe outside of Capkin. Warden might also, if he's not holding down Bakery, which it looks like they're setting up with the Echo and the Warden in the castle. He might be up top. It kind of looks like they might go for a circle defense here, but I don't really know a whole lot of their Kafe, because last time they played it was just Spawn Peak Central, so we didn't get to see a whole lot of how they played it. But I think Ragnar and them on Boston, I think what they should be doing here is going for a back take, because they don't have the smoke or the mute to hold off their dining or VIP from them taking white. So I think if they can get white and brown control, they can just have full control of freezer, maybe get a little vertical and just have a free play, and there should be a round for them.
Yeah, I think that is a very viable strategy, especially for this Anchorage defense, who played a pretty decent defense on the third floor. Granted, it did turn into a 1v1, but they still won. A win is a win, and we'll take that every day of the week, as we're still waiting for Ducky to return to us. And he is finally, the round has been unpaused, and we are ready to get things underway as the attackers, Ragnar again sticking with that thermite. It's really worked for Ragnar. Ragnar is more of a supporting player, especially on some of these attacks where you have a couple E-subs and you don't really have the same team chemistry. You have to lay down the good support foundation so you can get your other teammates getting kills. And Akiri going to be his right-hand man there on the Thatcher, with Blame Jaeger on the Nomad, Wywee on the Ash, and Ducky just in the nick of time going to pick that buck. So with the preparation phase underway, we'll see if they employ a little bit of that Aussie magic here. You think it might happen?
Yeah, it's good to see him bring out the buck. I don't see what utility he's bringing at the moment, but hopefully he's bringing some of them can openers. Take that hatch, play vertical on sinks and the bunker there and freezer. I think they're gonna go for a white take here. Although they're mostly spawning in Christmas, so they might try and get Bakery first, but hopefully they see a good rotate out from them and they take back side.
That is the goal, as now we are underway, as the attackers are slowly approaching the building. No attacking operator switch ups except for Wywee, who has chosen the Jackal and is rappelling up the wall. And we are going to have a little bit of an interesting round here. Is I think honestly the first floor kitchen hold is the most versatile, especially for attackers. And we have a jump out, as Throwing is going to try to jump out on Ducky, but Ducky is like nah, and hits him right in the noggin. It's going to be a 5v4 now for the attackers. Getting the first pick is so massive, especially on Kafe, when you have so many places to just roam and be a nuisance. As we are getting a look onto site through Deeser's goggles, as Kayan's gonna get a huge kill onto Kiri. He's gonna hold down this Bakery with the castle barricade onto small bake with that little rotate. A very common hold. You can see it in ranked as the flash is going out from the Nomad of Blame Jaeger. Blame Jaeger is gonna hold it, and they're gonna give him, oh my goodness, some help from Prep, but that help from Prep is quickly down. Kaons now has to get rid of this Nomad, but he has some help yet again. ISO and Kaons are gonna try to get rid of this Nomad. This Nomad is distracting 3 members of this defense. If the other members of this attack notice this, they can definitely use this to their advantage. Now Deezer is gonna fall off. The man who helped out Kaons, his teammate in that hold, is now fallen off close to freezer, as Ducky is going to play a vertical presence with that buck. A massive play going out from Ducky, as he is going to try to open it up. And as you wished, he did bring the can openers, so we do get to see a little bit of some soup possibly going out, as Ducky is still making the holes up above and is going to take some damage and eventually get killed by OTM Soda. A beautiful kill. The hold onto Bakery is still happening for the castle, barely peeking out. Oh my goodness, what a kill. It's Slam City, everybody. 2v3, now 1v3. Kans is putting in work in the Bakery. Can Wiley get a 1v3 clutch? He almost saw him through the wall. Couldn't quite find him. 3 members on site. I think if they know what's good for them, they're just going to stay on the site and hopefully get an easy kill onto a Jackal who has to walk through 3 guns. There's Deezer is watching the upstairs angles, while the other 2 are watching the downstairs angles. The castle still in Bakery. ISO might make first contact as he's running away. A dangerous decision, but I don't think he knows where this Jackal is, as he's trying to break down this castle barricade. ISO knows he can rotate and swing him. It's a 1v2. A good pick, but it's not going to be enough for this Jackal, as it is going to be another round 1 from Anchorage. A massive win for this Anchorage team, who didn't have a definitive round win last time, but now it looked like a more coordinated team on this defense, Ozzy.
Yeah, most of the time what people do with that Bakery hole is they just focus so much on utility and having bodies up front. I mean, you saw it right there. They had 3 people just trying to hold just that Bakery once they had just a little bit of attention out there. I would have liked to see the Thatcher not peek the Bakery door, and they just focus on backside, where it's safer. They got a lot less utility to deal with, and usually a lot less bodies. I mean, they could have kept the Nomad up front, just to keep a man or 2 up there focused on him.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being
they
defused
didn't
by
have the
attackers.
pressure where they needed it to make that vertical worthwhile, because if they don't have anybody in the backside, then they can just sit in sight and hold angles on the vertical players. So a little unfortunate, but hopefully they'll clean that up here and get a little more droning going.
Yeah, I think the droning was lacking in the attacks, and as you mentioned, with the vertical pressure, I agree. I think we need to see more from this attack. I think there's just so much available for them, and honestly, I think it's a little unfortunate that they were peeking these vertical angles and they kept dying to defenders below. I think that's a gunfight you have to win if you want to make them scared of that upstairs presence. I think fear factor can be a thing, especially for some of these attacks, as, I mean, you have the guns to do it, and as I'm noticing now, Castle barricading off Cigar. They might try a 3rd floor roam hold with at least 2 members of the defense. Now, this would be optimal to keep them away from the vertical pressure there, as we have a Jaeger putting his ADS right next to deployable on right white stairs. And there's castle barricades everywhere, one of them being on that white window, available for all of the attackers to see. Kaons is going to sneak down Train Museum, going to do a little bit of a light roam off of site, as they're finally getting some drones in as requested, Ozzy. It's beautiful to see that. Ragnar holding the skylight is not going to find anybody from there, as, oh my goodness, Blame Jaeger's taking some damage. I wonder what from, as ISO has been down, and Ragnar takes him out with the Thermite's weapon. I forgot what the weapon is called. I'm not going to lie to you, as Waiwi has finally dropped. He is finally in the cigar shop right next to Newbalk. He is in Newbalk now, shooting the default cam. It is still castled off. That could be dangerous. A 4v4 now. Throwing gets a kill, but the refrag going out from Akiri. Akiri, a beautiful kill onto Throwing. It is now a 4v3. The attackers have the advantage. He sees one. Waiwi sees one. Can he get the kill on him? A beautiful couple of body shots from Waiwi. Gonna take out that last defender. Upstairs, Warden has been taken out, and it is now a 4v2. Deezer and Kaons both last alive. Kaons has had an incredible game on the defense so far. Can he keep it up? Oh my goodness! An unfortunate swing is going to be end up in a refrag, as Deezer is going to get taken out by Ducky. Kaons in a 1v4 situation. Can he clutch it up and get this win? Kills the Ash. Can he kill one more to make it easier on him? One on the white stairs. Oh my goodness, there's so many angles where he could die from, and that's just one of them, as Akiri takes him out to make it a 2-1 lead still for the Anchorage Avalanche. Ozzy, what a round from this attack.
That was almost textbook to see. They droned. They had the skylight and the hatch pressure. Ragnar got ISO as he was trying to rotate back out of cigar shop. It's good to see him clean it up. But I did like the way Anchorage held that. The way the castle, I think it was Chaos, got back aggressive when they were down 2-4 because you can't just sit and hold angles. When they have plenty of time and they have man count, so you gotta try and clean up for your team. But it looked like he had a little whiff onto the heavy there, but he was quickly traded out by that nomad.
Attackers
So
need to locate and
it
defuse
was
as
good
many
to see
bombs as
there.
they can.
And they were covering the plant. I couldn't have asked for a better round from them. I'm glad they cleaned it up.
Yeah, I'm glad as well. We're finally seeing the Boston team. We are hopefully going to be used to seeing as the season progresses. Granted, they do have some subs, but I think 3 of the players are actually on their roster. 3 or 4 of them are actually on their roster. As a 2-1 lead still for Anchorage. They won this site last time, but it was a little too close to call. We'll see if
10 seconds to go.
Boston can't get an easier win than
5
last
seconds
time
left
over
before
here,
insertion.
as they did have the better gun skill, I believe, in that last
Attackers
round. I feel like they just applied pressure with their guns, and that's something definitely necessary if you want to be a good team, is you have to make the opponent scared of your gun skill in order to not make them feel so confident. I mean, there's 3 of them upstairs holding that area, and that just goes to show how weak they are holding that 3rd floor area, that cigar area, more specifically, as we have a nomad breaking open that window looking into white, and we have a little bit of a rolling presence going on. Monty with the C4, oh my goodness, a Kobe going out and is going to throw that nitro cell and hit Ducky right in the face and right in the beak of his duckness, as we have one still on site. Mozzie is going to be chilling on Newback, just kind of hanging out there as Ragnar, again, the first pick for this attacking team. Last time it was on Skylight, now it is from the hatch. They are feeding him kills, and he is not going to be starving for much longer, as Akiri is holding the Skylight. Kaons has a reinforced wall to be not shot from Skylight. A very smart play going out from him, as Soda is creeping up the stairs. Soda has had a little bit of a lackluster game, but what I've seen from him, he can be a dangerous guy for this Anchorage team. Wywee is going to hold this wall, going to get 1 kill. It's now a 4v3. Wywee is going to rappel in to the window. Kiri's Blessing is going to throw a Ying. It is going to get wide away, and is now deployable. Going to sit in the way between the attackers and the defenders. Oh my goodness, what a flick from Akiri. It is now a 4v2, a similar situation to the last round. Kaons and Soda. The difference is that Kaons is now, there's now no difference, as Kaons is still in a 1v4. Let's see if he can't get a kill here on a Ying who is swinging. Unfortunately, he cannot, and it is 2-2 now, and a very easy attacking round for this Boston team. Ozzy.
Yeah, this is what I love to see. They've cleaned it up. Even that first round when they lost Ragnar in the beginning, I think it came down to the last man or 2. So I mean, they got all 5, no more lag outs or anything. They cleaned up the droning. They're holding the right angles from the roof. Even when they lost that opening fight, I guess not fight, they lost Ducky on the calculated nitro play there. They didn't get discouraged. They played together, and it was good to see. They didn't lose aggressiveness after being down in man. So
Defenders,
I'm really
protect your
glad
bombs
Boston
from being
team's cleaning
defused
it
by
up.
attackers.
I'm glad they are too, as we get a game on our hands
Bomb
here.
located by
It is
attackers.
deadlocked at 2. 2 more rounds remaining before the switch. Anchorage, you have to be thinking, if you're Anchorage, if they can get these last 2 round wins to make it a 4-2 split, or on the opposite side of things, the attack to get a 4-2 split. A 3-3 split is ideal for both teams. It's the fairest, but I think honestly you want the advantage on either side going in to the swap, and I feel like both of these teams can be dangerous. You have Anchorage on the attack and Boston on the defense, so they can be dangerous from those areas. We'll see if that's the case, as round number 5 is underway, and a new attack, a new day. The operator lineup looking eerily similar to the last time they hold kitchen, and I don't really blame them, as that kitchen hold was amazing down to the last man. As Jaeger is going to rappel up the side of the wall, not to be confused with the defensive operator Jaeger. It is Blame Jaeger on Boston Oathsworn. Will rappel up that side wall, and the site setup looking the same as last time, as we have somebody singing in Christmas. I believe that might be the Echo, and I am wrong, as the Echo is sitting above the hatch where it is electrocuted with Cade claws. Going to now rotate down white. It was the Vigil who was in Christmas. I was mistaken. They kind of look similar, right? I mean, they kind of have the same, fit going on. That's whatever. It's Echo is going to do the castle disservice and tear down his castle barricade. An absolute sin if you're a castle main. And how dare you do that to poor Kaons, as he is now forced to spend 5 seconds pressing R1 or RB, I think, if you're Xbox, putting out the castle barricade. It's now a 5v5 still. Haven't really seen too many gunfights here, as I don't think either of these sides have seen each other at all, as we have Ducky trying to come down those stairs, as he's going to be met by a couple of guns over by the Christmas whiskey area. As we have Ragnar pinging somebody near the white stairs, and here goes Akiri with the fuse charges. Uh-oh, this could be dangerous, and oh my goodness, gets killed, I believe, from a nitro from below. I'm not really sure, as I believe it was a nitro from below, as ISO did have a nitro and no longer does. I'm just going to use deductive reasoning there and say that he chucked a nitro up there. We still have attackers upstairs near pillars. Can something be done about these attackers, who I believe all 5 of them are on the second floor? They have full upwards pressure, and now they're going to fuse the wall. Oh my goodness. Oh, sorry, they're going to thermite in, as Deezer has died to Kiri's Blessing. It is a huge charge going out. Throwing is kind of pinched down, and now it's Ducky doing the pinching. It's a 4v3 now, throwing an amazing kill. Can he get another one on a very low Akiri? Akiri is going to not get the kill. It is going to be Blame Jaeger flanking down the brown stairs. One's going to swing as Ragnar tries to throw a smoke. The smoke has gone out. Sorry, it is a 1v3 on attack. It's Blame Jaeger in the 1v3, as ISO, Kaons, and Soda are on the defense. We're wait for him to enter into the freezer, and that is where he is going to be taken advantage of, and it is going to be a 3-2 lead for this Anchorage team, who is finally, it seems, woken up on the defensive side of things.
Yeah, I really like the way Boston played that. They had the vertical control. They got freezer open, like they should. I think they got a little too fast on their execute and just decided they didn't feel like they needed to drone, or just completely forgot to their reception area, and their coat check to watch for a flank from that side. But in the beginning, they played that really well. They held it down. They got the control they needed. They had basically full map control. They even had brown stairs, but it's unfortunate to see them just either miss drone a guy or just neglect to do it, and they just lose 2 guys to someone just sitting in reception. So hopefully we don't see another one from them like that again.
We can only hope. We can only hope indeed, as we get this round started. A 3rd floor hold has been decided by this Anchorage team. The final round before the switch going out, and it's a similar operator lineup. Besides, they're going to go with a little bit of intel here, as I don't believe Soda has run the Echo on the 3rd floor. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Deezer has gone Valkyrie. A lot of intel, and that is very smart play to go a lot of intel to help out, just kind of spotting where the attackers are, because they've kind of come out of nowhere, Ozzy. I don't know if you agree with me on that way. They've just kind of been appearing out of nowhere.
Yeah, they've definitely been pretty efficient taking their map control, and Anchorage take back anything that they took themselves. So they've been doing really well with that. Outside of that last round where they just completely neglected reception. So hopefully they get it done this time.
Yes, hopefully they do get it done, as the Echo is trying to go for an aggressive play. Going to use his Echo drone to spot enemy combatants outside of the area, and he's going to run out on one of them, and that is going to be a death, but not before he gets Claymored. A trade going out, as Waiwi and Soda gonna trade with each other as an interesting trade going out. As now the defenders have the advantage health-wise. We'll see if they can take advantage of that. As they have been doing at the beginning of the game. We'll see if they can continue to do it as Ducky is on the window and is going to take out throwing. What a beautiful kill as Akiri is now going to enter the new Valk area. Ducky is going to get another kill in the same window on ISO, one below. Valkyrie is going to most likely deny the plant. And they realize this and they're going to try to take care of the Valkyrie and they end up doing it. Kaons again in a 1v4 situation. This is the third time this is happening. Poor Kaons is going to have to deal with all of this by himself. He knows one is down in the frostbat, but I don't know how those shots didn't hit him. Jaeger is miraculously still alive, and Kiri's blessing is going to take out the frost to make it a 3-3 split as we enter round number 7 and the attacker swap. Ozzy.
Yeah, that was another great round from Boston there. I believe they got the early pick this time. Ducky got 2 on the window, and you know they coordinated their drop. They did kind of stack up on the drop. They had 3 guys drop, but you know they got it done. And unfortunately for Kaons, he wasn't able to pull that one back.
You know, I think if you put the same person in the same situation 3 times and expect a different result, that is what's called insanity. And, you know, if you're Anchorage, you would have to be insane to put poor Kaons in that situation. A little bit unfortunate there, and I don't think they meant to, as that round had just kind of had Kaons just sitting back. I don't think these attackers really play to get into sight right away or to play sight. They more just take out the roamers. They take out the operators kind of surrounding the area of sight, and that is exactly what you want to do if you're Boston. You got to keep doing what's working, and that is working for them as we have Ragnar again leaving. So, I mean, congratulations to Anchorage. You got the first pick, and the round hasn't even started, so big ups to you. But anything you're seeing with these, I mean, this is the first round of defense. I know you don't have the 5th defensive operator, but yeah, anything you're seeing out of this operator lineup?
Real quick, I want to go back and reflect on that first half. I think it's good to see Boston get 3 there. And a map like Kafe, you know, regardless of what, you know, the stats say, I do believe it's a defender-sided map. So, I mean, if you're getting 3 rounds on attack there, you know, I consider that a win. If you can pull together 4 here on defense, walk away with this, you know, that's almost dream scenario for Boston. But I do see, like, here on defense, you know, they're going up top. They have the Jaeger, Souls, Frost, Pulse. You know, Pulse is going to play below. I think they're going to play a little more reserved here with the loss of Ragnar. But he might make it back in time by, you know, when our, you know, controller here gets done with his potty break that he's taking. Yeah, so so I guess it's dreams. No, look at that, Ragnar's back.
There we go.
Maybe he'll get it and he gets the Mozzie. I'm not sure about that one. You know, he's kind of been popping off, so maybe he's feeling it. He's just gonna you know play for himself here, see if he can get a couple picks. I'd have brought something more of like a Lamai or another shield maybe, but you know, he's feeling it right now, so you know, let him cook, I guess.
Yeah, I agree. I think you should let him cook a little bit, as this Boston team has been looking very good, very, very good, especially on the attack. I'm interested to see how they're going to do on the defense. As you mentioned, this is more of a defender-sided map, and I would agree with you. Regardless on what the stats say, I think there's just so much versatility, and it's only defender-sided map if you play the game how you want to play the game. I think it's just, you can't go off of like one specific strategy that you found up on YouTube. You have to play these sites how you want to play them and how your play styles affect how the game is going moving forward. And I think that's just unfortunately what Anchorage didn't do. I don't think they've played with this lineup enough to really have the opportunity to really go through their site setups and, you know, just make the site the most optimal for them. And that's where the attack caught them lacking. I think the head holes into the bathroom, it didn't work for the defense, not even once. I believe 4 picks on the attack from those head holes, it's unfortunate because I mean those head holes for any other team could be useful, but you can't play around those head holes if you can't play around those head holes. You know what I'm saying? But I think uh, I think the Boston attack was very good. The Anchorage defense could have been better, and I think this is Anchorage's time to really show how good of a team they really are. I mean, I think this is the time where you just buckle down and get it done here late in this game here, Ozzy.
Yeah. I'm not sure how their attacks are going to go because I do believe they are a less coordinated team than Boston, especially with these E-subs they got in. I know, Ducky, he can make calls on his own. Ragnar's been doing it for him, and Kiri's definitely got the capability to probably do it by himself. But hopefully Anchorage, they pull it together on this attack and play more together. That's what I want to see from them.
I would agree. I think we just need to see. I don't think it's even individual mistakes that we're seeing or individual play that's really making a difference. I think it's just team play that really just comes into factor, especially on Kafe. What was so beautiful about that last attack that Boston had is they recognized the Valkyrie below. Now I understand it's a 4v2. At that point, I mean, you feel like confident. You feel confident to head into sight because there's only 2 defenders roaming at least around sight. But they recognized that the Valkyrie was below and they dealt with her. That is such a crucial play because now, I mean, you can't get Nitro from below, and now you can take a gunfight. It just kind of alleviates that pressure, and I'm just interested to see if Anchorage can alleviate any pressure on them. I mean, being one of the better teams in the league, in my opinion, right now, you are tied 3-3 with Boston, who's considered not one of the worst, but one of the lower standing teams in the league. We'll just put it nicely, as we still have the defenders just kind of hanging out, as there's supposedly a below presence going out, as Ducky is playing that pulse, and we have the Jaeger, who is Blame Jaeger, going to be hanging out below. So interesting to see. I believe Jaeger's hanging out and reading, or Ducky's hanging out near train. So if Ducky can get a Nitro here, I believe he's alerted his team that Soda is in Cigar Shop now. Waiwi is holding the white stairs and is going to keep holding those as this round continues. Ducky is still looking for an opportunity to Nitro this sledge. This could be, as another one drops. I think they might know of Ducky, as they're going to take control of those red stairs. And he's waiting so patiently to detonate that safe 4, as Kans has taken some damage on the new Balk. It's a new Balk push, as 3 people have dropped the hatch. Ducky is waiting for his Nitro. He's just going to chuck it up there. Unfortunately, doesn't get a kill. A little bit rushed, in my opinion, as it is a 5v4 now. Ragnar with the Roni. Ducky, oh my goodness, it's a 5v3 now. They're just winning their gunfights. Waiwi is going to give a little damage to Soda. A warning to back off, as Soda is going to push up towards this Mozzie. I don't think Ragnar knows what he's getting into. Ragnar is just holding it. He's waiting for the sledge, ever so patient, as Soda is just creeping in sight. Is anybody going to take care of him? As there's somebody right next to the A chassis who's going to finally take care of him. That is Blame Jaeger, who is going to take care of him. 4v2 going out. Waiwi is going to unexpectedly kill Deezer, and Ragnar is going to take on out ISO. It's team rep on team rep violence out here to close out this round number 6, Ozzy.
Yeah, that was, I think Anchorage, they're a little lost right now. I think now, they're only down by 1 round, but I think now they should probably call a timeout and just discuss who should be making these calls, who you need to be listening to, and just stop throwing your life away on these one-on-one fights. Set up a cross, group up. But Boston played that insanely well. Anchorage neglected to even drone the second floor. I don't know if they just didn't know they had a pulse or they thought they could just work around it, but it definitely bit them there. As I think Ducky got 2.
Defenders, protect your bombs from being defused.
He got 1
by
from
attackers.
below. I think he was coming up the red stairs, but that round we saw Boston play the head holes that Anchorage just failed to do last time. I thought Anchorage would be able to just pull this together with just winning their gunfights, but Boston just looks like the better team at this point.
I would have to agree. Is they've won, I believe, 2 rounds in a row at this point, and it was looking kind of similar on the attack for them. They won 2 rounds in a row on attack, and then they
10 seconds to go.
lost to the 5th round on attack, and then won the 6th, and now they've won the
5
7th
seconds to
round, but
insertion.
on the defense this time. So let's see if they can keep this round-winning streak alive, or if Anchorage is going to snuff them out here. Anchorage is going to have a little bit of a breaching presence here, as we have a technically 5 breachers, but we'll call it 4 just for my sanity, as we have Chaos running the Thermite, gonna take on a Ragnar kind of role. Soda gonna go the Buck, Deezer gonna go the Habana, Throwing gonna go to Ash, and ISO gonna stick with that fuse. That fuse is so important for Boston. Let's see if Anchorage can make use of it. I think they're learning their lessons from Boston here, and that's not a bad lesson to be learning here. As the defense, they're gonna have a Bandit. As a Bandit main, puts a smile on my face to see why we go in the Bandit. He is going 7-4, leading his team in kills and leading the lobby in kills right now, playing an excellent game so far, as they have finally entered the 3rd floor. Let's see if there's any denial to deny the 3rd floor presence. There's somebody on red stairs. Let's see if the person upstairs goes down the red stairs. I believe it might be a Fuse and ISO upstairs, gonna be waiting to put down, maybe for some calls to put down his Fuse charges, as some calls would have to go out in order for him to do that, as Ash is going to be heading down into the reading, or sorry, into Christmas, as Kaons is going to watch white stairs. Kaons just saw somebody but backed off of it immediately. We have a reading presence going out from the attackers, as, oh my goodness, Wiley with a beautiful kill onto Throwing, and oh, another beautiful kill from Jaeger. This roaming presence is being absolutely dangerous for Boston right now. I mean, they're absolutely killing every single one of them, but ISO gets 1. Can you get a 2nd? This is a very important time for you to get as many kills as you can. ISO has to kill the 2nd member upstairs. I believe he's fallen off. I bite my tongue on that one, as the other member upstairs has fallen off. A very smart move to leave it at a 4v3, and now ISO gets to work using the kitchen as fuse charges go off, as explosions echo through the whole cafe. We are seeing as 40 seconds for this attacking team to try to head downstairs, and it is going to be the Thermite going to go into Christmas, and near that area you have ISO on brown stairs. They're going to go for a bit of a whiskey push here, as Wiley's going to watch those stairs intently, as ISO has fallen off temporarily, gonna get droned in. They know where he is. Can ISO get this kill? He's the AK-12. Oh, they found him in a beautiful pinch from Kaons. This is exactly what we wanted to see from Anchorage before. The drone play is immaculate, but not immaculate as Akiri gets 1, gets 2. Can he get a 3rd? No, he can't, as Kaons gets another one. He's put in a 1v2 situation, and they leave this man alone again. And it is a 5-3 lead for Anchorage as they win a 3rd round in a row.
Yeah, from the beginning of that round, Anchorage was just lazy, top to bottom. They just half droned the entire map. That Jaeger, on the Jaeger up top, I believe he got 2 drones before falling back down to 2nd floor where Wheelie was waiting. And then after they saw him run back down, and their Thermite just kind of let him walk down white stairs, he was able to pick up somebody. I believe it was on brown stairs, or they were waiting in reception. As we see, Anchorage take the timeout here, which, they kind of have to. They're absolutely lost right now. They're playing lazy. I mean, you saw them drone there at the end, but by then you got 40 seconds left. I believe they were down a man, or it was even man count. And they didn't even open the breach. Fuse just came down brown stairs, didn't even try to get the Cade Claw off of the freezer wall. They're just all over the place. They don't know where they want to execute, and they're not playing together outside of a few drones.
I think if Anchorage does not take this win out, I think they can be pretty happy in the fact that they have a decent logo, some good branding. So good for them. Good for them. I think that's something we can all take away from all of our games. Even if you don't win, if you look cool doing it, it doesn't matter. As Boston also has a very cool logo, and I'm so glad that these rebrands are happening. Just makes this league more versatile with some brand new players being brought in, and I'm so glad that we finally have Xbox players playing with PlayStation players. As some of my friends were on Xbox, and I'm glad to finally play some Siege with them. As I mentioned that Anchorage's whole team, full starting 5, rather, is on Xbox. So we're seeing some more Xbox players enter the league, and it's so great to have you guys here. And if you want to join the league and you are on Xbox, don't worry. As long as you're not a Zimmer, you'll be fine here. As we have setup going down and waiting, and the smoke is making some footholds. The same kind of footholds that I like to use here. He's a very smart player, probably the best player in his generation. As it's Ducky on the smoke. I'm just going to break open everything here. Those footholds are so important, especially for plant denial, as you can basically just shoot out anybody. Even behind the bomb chassis, you can shoot somebody in their feet or their lower torso. So we'll see if that ends up happening here. As the fuse play going again from ISO, he's struggled a little bit in this game. I feel like he hasn't really been his fragging self, and I think it's just because he hasn't gone really fragging operators. I don't think he has the ability to, as even though Fuse has an AK-12, he is a 1-speed, and he clunks around everywhere, so it's very easy to hear him. It's not because he's fat, he's just big boned, as ISO is going to reverse repel up onto the 3rd floor, and that is going to be a deadly reverse repel for anybody who comes near his gun with the AK-12. And I know we didn't discuss the operator lineup too much on the defense, Ozzy, but is there something you could tell me about this attacking operator lineup? We've seen a little bit of a change here.
Yeah, this lineup from the attack side, I like the Nomad pick. I like the Sledge pick. I kind of like Red Fuse since they have a Legion, but it's not really necessary. The Fuse is absolutely unnecessary. The way Boston should be playing this is, 3 people upstairs. As a Kiri takes out Jackal, and he gets traded out by Disser on top right, and just trades from back to back. As Wee takes out somebody from, I believe, Dark, which is under the new hatch.
Oh my goodness. ISO again, just not being able to pick up the kill, and we'll have to save that thought for later as bodies are flying, and it's just Anchorage in a 1v4 situation, and he's just watching those white stairs, and Ragnar, you don't want to play the patience game with him because he will win every single time, and Deezer is going to get a kill onto Wywee, and eventually Ragnar is going to get a kill onto Deezer, and Ragnar is going to get the final kill here, and he's been playing exceptional all game long. He's been really patient. He's been swinging when he needs to be, and it's what we like to see. As he's 8-2 right now, which is, I mean, honestly, that just shows how patient he is. I mean, if you don't go swinging in and dying, and you're constantly getting kills, that's such a valuable player to have on your team, Ozzy. And it's somebody that I can think of on your team who can do that is, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, but a little bit of like a Watson. Because Watson's very intelligent, he's very smart, and he only swings when he needs to be. I don't know if you can draw any comparisons from there.
Oh yeah, I'd say either him or Shadow Flash, because Shadow, he's our flex kind of alert guy. He plays super passive and only swings when he's either told to or is necessary.
Attackers need to locate and defuse as many bombs
definitely Watson. But I mean, back to that last round, I was saying that Fuse was absolutely unnecessary because Boston, they played it perfect. They had 3 guys upstairs, just it was 3 to 4 guys upstairs, which all of them, they won the fights. They outplayed Anchorage, but their job's to sell their life up there because if the attacking team gets vertical control on reading, it's pretty much game over for the defense. But I mean, I really have no idea what Anchorage just did to lose that. I mean, I didn't really see a whole lot of drones once again, but I mean, they got to clean it up here, or else they're done.
Yeah, I think if they don't clean it up, they are done for, and it's just one of these unfortunate things where it's just like you can't really do much else. Besides just being better communicators and have better gun skill, because this Boston team, I mean, if Ducky wasn't on the team before, I mean, there's definitely, he definitely could be on the team now, as he's just played absolutely excellent, and he's definitely going to be one of the shining free agents going forward. So we'll see where he ends up. As as I was saying, I think it comes down to having just better communication and better gun skill for this Anchorage team, which I believe they do. They can have better gun skill when they're confident. I don't think they're confident enough. I think this is taking a blow to their morale here, and they don't really know how to attack this. As throwing, it's going to be sneaking up the stairs with knock. And this is one of these plays where if it works, it's going to be really beneficial, but if it doesn't, it's going to be a huge blow. And there's somebody reading. Oh, how did he not see the knock? As a swing going out and a beautiful kill going out from Akiri. Akiri having himself a game. Double-digit kills. It's a double-digit kill alert. And the Thunderbird going to heal him right back up to full health. And that is such a big blow. The fact that you technically didn't even do damage to Akiri. And now Kaons is on 20-ish health. Just hanging out right next to Nubauk in the red stairs. Landing. We'll see if he can get a swing off or not onto one of these players. It's now 5v3 as ISO has died on Nubauk. Ducky gonna swing the thermite, gonna try to get another kill. The shotgun is out. Can he? Oh my goodness, he is down on the ground. Triple kill for Ducky. A 5v1. Throwing has left the game. I don't know if that'll be a penalty or not. Soda is below in a 1v5 situation. The swing going out, and oh my goodness, the Mozzie doesn't see him. Oh, it's a 3v1. Can Soda clutch this? Another one running at him. A knife attempt. A 2v1. Soda, there's no way he clutches this. And if the other guy left, it's gonna be a quad kill for Soda in a 1v1 situation. All he has to do is kill Ducky. Ducky has 9 kills, an exceptional player who also has a triple kill. It's quad kill versus triple kill here. Who can be the Titan Slayer here? Soda versus Ducky. Jackal versus Mute. Who will win this battle? As the Mute is just hanging out on red stairs, guarding the diffuser with a shotgun. A very smart play, and I think Soda knows this. With 27 seconds, time dwindling down, he spots him. This could be dangerous if you're Ducky. He's gonna wide swing it. Soda is gonna come near Nubauk. He's now gonna retreat down the stairs. Ducky is on the stairs now. Gonna hope to grab the diffuser, and he has grabbed it. He's starting to run away. Ducky is gonna swing the door, and Ducky ends up with a kill. A scare for Boston, but they get their second win of the season, and oh boy, wow, that one really got the heart beating there. Oh my goodness, what a win from Boston and Aussie. This Boston team has looked absolutely incredible this entire game. What do you think the difference was from here in their last couple games that really